Hi guys, so I've decided to do a man cave stroke game room tour. I've had it requested a few times over the last few years from different friends, family and people on various Facebook and gaming groups. Um, this could be the end of the man cave as we know it, because we might be moving soon, so I figured this was a good time as any to do a tour for you guys. This is Man Cave 2.0. Hopefully I'll begin 3.0 soon, so okay, as we say, Dad's Man Cave. And let's go in. So what I'll do first is I'll do a quick scan of the room, just so you can sort of get your bearings. Get to see the size of the room, and then we'll talk about it all in a bit more detail. Starting where we've just come in from the door. So above the door I've got these promotional Mario miniature standees. I actually saw these in a shop once upon a time and then sort of set about tracking them down. A few months ago I managed to pick up the pack brand new on eBay. So I was happy to have them. Obviously looking at the timeline, that's now missing Mario Odyssey. But yeah, these are nice to have, so I was happy to get a hold of them, and they fit nicely above the door. I'm a big God of War fan. Let's see if I could just zoom this back a little bit. There we go. So I'm a big God of War fan. You'll notice a lot of God of War themes in the room. And I love the artwork of this one. So what I did was I placed it on the door. And the story of this game, it means a lot to me. A lot of it's obviously about fatherhood. And as you saw on the door, Dad's Man Cave, I was actually playing through this game. This game came out as my son was born. So it's quite fitting, really. Always been a big God of War fan, so that's there. Interestingly, I did order a God of War 1 original standee from America about a year ago now. It was very expensive, very rare. It got as far as Coventry, all the way from America. And somewhere between Coventry and myself in the East Midlands, it got lost. So thanks for that DPD, but I eventually got a refund. Tucked in the back here, I've got a Ryu standee. Just like God of War, I'm a big Street Fighter fan. You'll see a lot of Street Fighter items in here. This Ryu standee is actually an American advertising promotional piece. I don't know if you can see that there. It's Hadouken in a can, so it's a Red Bull promotional piece that I managed to get shipped over from the States. This one actually arrived, so I was happy with that. As I say, big Street Fighter fan. I can't ignore this life-size Link, so we'll talk through this. I managed to get this days before lockdown came into effect, so I was happy with that. It came up on Facebook Marketplace. Been after a life-size figure for quite a while. This is one of those Oxmox, I think they're called, German company. Overall in decent condition. Needed a quick clean. It was in a guy's shed. It's missing the shield, as you can see, but I should be able to get a life-size cosplay shield, Hylian shield, pop him on there. Yeah, really happy. Good find that. As you can see, the sword is massive. So to get a shield, I'll be happy with that. So yeah. Behind that, we've got Streets of Rage 2, legendary game. This is a, what would you call it? A reproduction. It's not an original, unfortunately, but I love the artwork. It fits in nicely there. And then hiding down here, just below Link, is a Mario Kart poster. Now, this was signed by Charles Martinet. Met him at a Comic-Con convention. So he signed that. He's the voice of Mario. So yeah, it's popped down there. And we've got the kiosk, Xbox 360 kiosk. Now, I did actually have 3 kiosks at one point, which spanned this whole back wall. I had a Wii U one and a PlayStation 2 one also. If my editing skills allow me, I'll pop in a picture of that now. But yeah, the reason I kept this one is because it had less financial value than the other two, and I use it more. The other two are good, but they take up a lot of room. Kiosks are very cumbersome. You know, I'm on the second floor now, and getting it up and down the stairs is not fun. And I use this one more, with it being a newer gen. You can just go on it, go on the Xbox store, download an arcade game for a few quid, and play it with your mates. So I like this machine. For a long time, I've been after decals for it. It actually came with Connect ones, but they looked terrible, so I took them off. What I might end up doing is getting some custom made ones that go in here, and then a piece on the front there as well. But yeah, a kiosk is one of those things I always wanted, so I'm happy with this. I do use it quite regularly, and it looks lovely lit at night, and you'll see that later on in the video. So just spanning across to the corner. Just here we've got the Red Dead Redemption 2 standee. Love this game. Sadly online lacked a little, but I love the artwork. I love playing through the one-player campaign. Love the Rockstar games. And again, God of War. This is God of War 3 Remastered, one of my top 5, maybe 3 games of all time. Absolutely love this game. So happy to have that. And then as we come down into here, I'll just put the light on so we can see a bit better. This is the start of my games. So before I get there, up on here we've got some of my Mezco hip hop figures. Big hip hop fan. I've got Run DMC, and then my biggies in the back. I got into toys recently and collectibles as well. So yeah, they're a nice addition. And then here's John Wick, Player Select, I believe. John Wick 1 with the dog. Very modest Wii collection. Had a few more, but I sold a few of the bigger titles. The prices went crazy during lockdown, so I let a few go, which I'll pick up again in the next months and years. And then we go into Wii U. About a year or so ago, I made a real conscious effort to complete the Wii U set. I've stalled a little bit as of late, but I've got about 90 games, so I'm roughly halfway to a PAL UK set. Some good titles in there. Obviously a lot of them have now been ported to the Switch or are already on other systems, but yeah, I guess a lot of stick the Wii U, but I quite like it. Another modest collection here is my Xbox 360. I'm not a huge Xbox guy. These are mostly collector's editions, Xbox 360 exclusives. I'm a sucker for a cardboard sleeve or a collector's edition. So I've got a few of those in there. Yeah, some good stuff. A lot of games that are nice to play on the kiosk. As I say, some Street Fighter and Street Fighter 4, which is a great game. Xbox One, I don't collect Xbox One currently. I don't really collect new gen. They're just a couple of games that came in bundles. I just kept for now. Then we go on to PS3. Love the PS3. These are some of the more bigger box collector's editions I've got. And as I said before, I'm a sucker for a cardboard sleeve or a steelbook. So I've got a few of those there. Tucked in the corner is a Sackboy Kratos and the miniature version. And then more PS3 spanning round. God of War collection, of course, is a must. Some great games. Uncharted, of course. Borderlands. Yakuza. Yeah, love that system. Spanning down. Again, don't collect GameCube. These are just a few that I've acquired over time. Got my NECA Rocky figures here. Got Rocky himself. I believe that's from the game, that one. An 8-bit version from the NES game. And Clubber Lang. I'd like to get a few more, but the prices are getting very high on those NECA Rocky figures now. Then we come across to PS2. I think I've got most of the PS2 games I want. Some real good games. Obviously got those Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, Vice City being my favourite Grand Theft Auto. Pro Evolution Soccer 3, which to me is the best football game of all time. Still love playing that 2-player with my mates. Other highlights would be Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Great fighting game. And whilst we're down here, save my knees and back, just got this Capcom Home Arcade. Haven't had a chance to play it much. There's only 16 games. What I would say is it's overpriced, really. It's not for your casual gamer. I love the aesthetic of it. I think it's a hate it or love it type piece of kit. I'm a big fan of Capcom and their games, so I just think it's a nice display piece. I will use it. Samurai joysticks, etc. When I get the chance, I'll give it a bit more attention. I've been playing 1944 on it. And then down here is a Kid Robot Mega Man. There he is. Okay, here, I'm a huge Pulp Fiction fan. So you see a lot of Pulp Fiction pieces added around. There's Jules, complete with his big kahuna sprite and briefcase. And then going across from there, we've got Box Game Boy. Again, not a lot. I've got the Pokemon Trilogy, and I'm after the Mario Trilogy. So I still need to get Mario Land 2. I'm just after the big hitters, really. Games I played growing up. I'll get Tetris, etc. But I'm not a huge Game Boy guy. PS1. Again, not a massive PS1 collection. Some really good games in here, though. Great system. Wu-Tang. Recently played through that. And then I've got a few of the original 1988 TMNT figures. These ones I had as a kid. Even as a kid, I was always sort of, more intrigued by the bad guys. So I've got Bebop, Rocksteady and a Foot Soldier. And behind that, I've got one of those PlayStation lights that I'm sure everybody's got. And then the bottom row, this is just sort of, everyone's got that shelf where you just put things you don't know where to put. I've got my vinyl collection here, and mostly sort of old school 90s hip hop, classic albums like Dre, Nas, etc. Some strategy guides, going into my retro gamer magazines, a couple of boxes of Super Mario cereal, still sealed. I wouldn't advise eating it. And a 14-inch Kratos figure. Can't quite see him tucked away there in the dark. And a little Yoshi. So just to span back out, that'll be that section. This I recently got for my birthday from my partner. Absolutely love this figure. This is a Ryu Big Boys Toys Bulkies, they're called. I love the 2D cel-shaded artwork on it. It does have some articulation. But yeah, I absolutely love this figure. It needs to be seen in real life, really. It's big, it's 30 centimeters tall. Like everything though, once you buy one, it gets expensive because you end up trying to buy them all. They're not widely available in the UK from Hong Kong. But if I do make another video, you can guarantee there'll be a few more of these. And just spanning across here, a couple more of my Pulp Fiction figures. So I've got Marcellus Wallace and Butch there. And here is probably my favourite standee. I've got a couple of these. Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas. These are getting hard to get hold of. PlayStation 2 standees. Great game. Great artwork. And then here we've got Master Chief from Halo. Not a massive Xbox fan, not a massive Halo fan. But he's such a legendary character. And I really like the standee. So he's got pride of place. I love symmetry, so what I've done is I have got the opposing Halo figure there. And the San Andreas standee to match on this side. Again, a couple of my favourite pieces in the room there. So above the window, this is my original Nintendo sign. I love this thing. This was made in 1990. It's quite brittle, but for something which is, 30 years old, I'm very lucky to have this in my collection. I have to handle this with kid gloves, as it's very old plastic, but this was something I always wanted, so I was very happy to get this. I had to pay for it, but a great addition. And just down here in the window ledge, got Mr. Wolf and Jimmy enjoying a cup of coffee. Again, Pulp Fiction if you don't know. And in the other corner, just some of my Mario figures. So I've got 20-inch Mario, old Nintendo figure, an old 1989, I believe, Mario, another old little Mario down there as well. Spanning across in here, if you can see, I'll just put the light on. Managed to get this couch recently. Absolute bargain on Facebook Marketplace. It's a lovely sofa, it's soft leather, reclines. Perfect for what I needed it for in a man cave. So we've come across to this side, my God of War 4 collector's edition statue, tablet and stuff, Pac-Man lamp, and Alexa. And we've got modest PS4 collection. As I previously said, I don't really collect current generation consoles. I wait till the newer system's out and then pick them up cheaper. But these are just ones that I've been picking up relatively cheap lately. Got some collector's editions, big boxes, sleeves and stuff. That Horizon Zero Dawn is a nice collector's edition. Uncharted, of course, Doom, great game. Got a few PSVR games, just played through Astro Bot, that was a great time. And the collector's edition Street Fighter 5 in the back. Speaking of which, next shelf, more big boys toys. These are, well, this is what they do. So yeah, these are nice pieces to have. Again, I want more of these that do various figures now. And in the back, a couple of Biggie Pops. Not a big pop vinyl guy. There's a couple lurking in the background there. Couple of Blu-ray box sets. This is my arcade tournament stick for Street Fighter 4, but it works on the PS4, so I use it for Street Fighter 5 also. Then I've got these Pulp Fiction minis here. My question mark block, which stores all my treats, my M&Ms, my chocolate. And another Pulp Fiction figure here, Vincent. Okay, so coming across, we've got my arcade one-up Pac-Man machine. There seems to be a bit of a Marmite thing, these arcade one-ups. I did have a Street Fighter 2 one at one point, but I didn't use it enough. But this one I get a lot of use out of. I love Pac-Man. It's one of those games, you know, you can just come in, you've got 5-10 minutes, you have a quick blast, don't beat your record, do something stupid and get frustrated. So that's a great time. And then coming up in the top corner, probably the pride of my collection, is my Super Nintendo games. Just span all the way across here, look. Some great games in here. My favourite system. These are all boxed, mostly complete. There's a few manuals I need, but for the most part, you know, some good games that are listed there. Punch Out. All the Street Fighter games, including Alpha, which I would not recommend on the SNES. Silver box games up there. Yes, and SNES is one of those systems, if I don't have it, I'll buy it. Even if it's terrible, even if I've got no interest in playing it. If it's affordable and I don't have it, I'll pick it up and add it to the set. It's a Street Fighter Trilogy. Great games, very difficult. And then, obviously A Link to the Past, I'd probably say that's my favourite game of all time. And then above all that, stand on my sofa, I've got some Street Fighter figures. At the back there, the pop vinyls. Now I used to have loads of pop vinyls. I sort of rode the crest of that wave. I sold them all, did quite well on it. Just kept the Street Fighter ones. There's no real monetary value, and obviously I like Street Fighter, so I just stuck them up there. And then in front of them are the Kid Robot series. I like Kid Robot. These are the Kid Robot minis. And then coming down from there, an original Super Nintendo sign. This again was one of those Grail pieces. Always wanted one. Managed to find one, pick one up. Very happy to have that. And these are quite interesting. These have been bought for me by my partner over the last couple of years, birthdays and Christmases. So these are official Lego in unofficial sets. So you download the instructions for the Mario and etc. the sets and a PDF, email it to you. And then you can put it into a spreadsheet. And then you order the pieces of official Lego and build it. So I love these, they're great. There was so much articulation on them as well. I'm really happy to have them. Shout out to the missus. Working way down, I've got some of my more expensive, harder to attain Snes games on display. Some great games in here. Hagane is probably my prized game in the collection. Great game, difficult. Big fan of Slam Masters as well. So that is the Snes collection. And then we go down to Sega Megadrive. Again, big fan of this system, big fan of the 16-bit in general. Streets of Rage, the Shinobi Trilogy. Apologies guys if my camera's a bit shaky. I'm not a pro at this at all, it's my first video, so appreciate you putting up with it. Thunder Force 4, that's a game I'm currently playing, love that game, love the soundtrack. Road Rash series, more classics. And then down here we've got Blue Box games, Story of Thor, Earthworm Jims, and there's a few more behind Batman, just the mega games. There's Batman, Dark Knight Batman, my favourite iteration. And there's a couple of God of War figures here, the NECA ones. This Poseidon Rage one's actually quite rare now. And then that spans across to probably my favourite figure set, which is the God of War 3 figures made by DC Comics. Very hard set to piece together. Took me a while to get them all. And I was also fortunate enough to find this unpainted prototype Kratos. So that was a nice addition to the set. Love that game, love that set. Moving on to Nintendo Switch, which I think a lot of people agree is fast becoming one of the best consoles of all time. It's such a fun system. It's opened my eyes to so many games, so many indie titles. Some of the highlights in here would obviously be Breath of the Wild. Also really enjoyed Dead Cells, that's a game I keep going back to. And Monster Boy in the Cursed Kingdom. That was, wow, what a game. Really enjoyed that. Don't hear enough people talking about that game. A couple of big box ones, a couple of big box games in the back as well, you can't quite see. So, back down here, let's move Batman out of the way. It's a bit dark. This is my big box Wii U stuff. And a couple of more Snes pieces. Got big box Metroid, Super Game Boy, box controller. Nothing too exciting. So underneath that we've got the God of War Collector's Edition. You've already seen the statue and a couple of Blades of Chaos down here that I found. This is, I love this piece. This is the God of War Ultimate Trilogy Edition. Comes with Pandora's box. Really nice collector's edition, that one. And again, a couple more Kratos figures in there. Right, back up. So, in this retro corner, I'll just show you this first. Secret of Mana standee. In the back, again, it's a repro. There's also a Luigi's Mansion standee there as well, just to fill that gap. Whilst we're here, I guess I should talk about this. This is a pop culture shock Ryu. Love this piece. Life size. It's supposed to be life size, but he's a big guy because his head's about twice the size of mine. Really a big fan of what PCS are doing with their statues. I would like more. It's expensive to get them to the UK and they take up a lot of room, but one day. So yeah, I'm happy to have that. Under Ryu, we've got my Bang & Olufsen Mx 4000, I believe this is. Brilliant CRT TV this is for the retro gaming. I've had Sony Trinitrons, I've had all sorts, but I think this one's my favourite. Everything about it, the design, colour quality, etc. Great television, highly recommended. And we've got my Scarface collection around that. So I've got all 4 of the Mezco Tony Montanas and the 2 NECA 18-inch Scarface figures as well. The likeness on this one is dubious, to say the least. And then, as I said, this is like the retro corner. So these are the consoles which are hooked up to my CRT. Obviously, I've got the Super Nintendo and Super Nintendo Mini. The Minis aren't hooked up to this. The Minis can go on the big television. They're just there at the moment as a display. And where else are you going to find Captain America and Don Corleone hanging out? Sorry, Captain Planet and Don Corleone hanging out. Megadrive, Megadrive Mini, Bane and Batman lurking in the darkness. Oh, you think darkness is your ally? PS1, PlayStation 1 Mini, and Leonidas. Rob the Robot, with the NES Mini, Game Boy Advance SP, NES editions, PlayStation 2 lurking down there as well. Got my Reservoir Dog figures down here as well. I'm just missing Mr. Blonde. And Lara Croft, who's fell off from somewhere. Okay, so working my way around to the front of the room. This is probably my favourite figure in here. This is an 18-inch NECA Kratos. Don't believe these were ever released in the UK. It was very difficult to get a hold of it. I think I got mine from Germany. Love this figure. The detail is outstanding. It's so heavy, it doesn't stand very well, which is why it's propped against this. But yeah, I love this figure. Comes with a shield as well, but he will not stand up with it. So going above the television, sit down. So this is my view when I'm gaming. Up at the top here, I've got my Street Fighter collection. Big fan of Street Fighter, as I've said. I've been collecting the figures for a while now. These are mostly SOTA, state-of-the-art toys, and Storm collectibles. Some rare ones in here. I don't know how I'll keep getting them on this shelf, to be honest. Every time I put one on, I think that's it, full capacity, but I keep managing to squeeze another one in. Ken's hands have fell off. I've still got them. I've even had to start putting them on the walls. Love this piece of artwork as well, which just seemed to go well. So yeah, it's a big collecting direction of mine at the minute, the Street Fighter figures. I'm having a lot of fun collecting these. And then if I take a step back, I've got a Sony 50-inch. Good TV, does what it says on the tin. A soundbar and a fan, which is a must in any game room. Lurking behind there's a couple more Street Fighter figures I couldn't find room for on the shelf. And here we've got a lovely piece. This is a custom made SNES controller table. Now originally this had legs to be used as a coffee table, but I didn't have the room in here. So I just took the legs off and put it on top of this IKEA piece. So it kind of works, given the room I've got. Look at the distance from the sofa. There's no way I could have ever used it in its original form. Really happy with this. Say custom made. The detail's outstanding. I used to have it on a wall in a previous man cave, so you know, there's different things you could do with it. And down here, these are just some perler beads I made myself. Just got the one there. Mario Kart, who doesn't like Mario Kart? So then got put on there. So that is that. Quick scan. So this has been a culmination of about 4 years of collecting and piecing together. I appreciate your patience. Hope you enjoyed it. What I'll do now, if I've got the editing ability, is cut to the room in the evening so I can show you what it looks like all lit up with all the systems and everything on. Give you that effect. Okay guys, so this is the room in the evening. Just to give you a quick view of what it looks like all lit up. As you can see, I've got the kiosk on. I'm just running Third Strike at the minute. Often I just use this as a lamp just because I like the green neon, like the aesthetic of it. And then just to continue that theme, I've decided to put my LEDs on a green setting also. They can all be changed, but I like running the green theme. So as you can see, it's all green down the side there. I've got my Pac-Man light, which is great, but it makes a hell of a lot of noise when you turn it on. There you can see the Pac-Man machine running. My high score needs work. More LEDs running around there. And I've got LEDs at the top. On top of all the Snes games. So here's the Bang & Olufsen CRT, currently running Thunder Force 4. And then when we come across to the Street Fighter shelf, that's also all lit up with LEDs. The camera's not quite picking it up perfectly, but there you go. There's just a basic white LED behind the television, which is currently running YouTube. And then I've got more LEDs on the bottom. So it gives quite a nice effect when you sat on the sofa. One quick pan of the room. And that's that. If you stuck around this long, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. This will be my first upload to YouTube, so I appreciate the quality might not be the best. You know, if you guys would like to like, share, comment, all that stuff that YouTubers say, I'd really appreciate it. As I say, this is 4 years hard work, so you know, it's nice to share it, and thanks again. Take care.